Welcome to the Sources SOLV series. In this SOLV, we will be walking you through the budget management system on OrgSync to help you better understand how to request money from the student governments for your organization. In order to find the budget management system, you will first log on to OrgSync and select the organization you are requesting funds for under the My Membership tab. Once in your organization's portal, you will hover your mouse over the More tab and then select the Treasury button. You will then select the yellow button titled Manage Budgets. This will then direct you to the budget management system where you may begin your budget request. First, select the green New Budget button. In order to start your new budget request, read the instructions which provide details on deadlines and request limits. From there, you will be able to begin filling out the form by providing the budget request with a name. For this example, we will title this request Source Trip. Be sure to select the appropriate budget period. Your request will either fall within the Fall 2014 or Spring 2015 budget period. Please note that the last day of the Fall 2014 budget period is December 31st. You will then be prompted to select either travel or a project event and provide a name for the request. In this example, we will select travel. From here, you can fill out your organization's name, what types of students are traveling, and what is your reason for traveling. Under this last section, you may select more than one option. In the justification word box, you are able to explain why your organization deserves funding. For example, you can discuss how your trip will better your organization or even the university as a whole. The next steps involve providing details about the trip, such as where you are traveling, when you are traveling, and how many students will be going. As well, the trip will be overnight and how far is your destination? Is your trip further than 125 miles away? Are you planning on driving or will you need a rental car? This can all be done through the university. You only have to be 18 years old to purchase a rental car as an organization member. You may wish to request funds for a rental car and a Voyager gas card if you will be utilizing a rental car. You will then list any other means of support you have for this trip as well as your current SAF account balance. If you are unsure of how much money you have in your SAF account, you may call the source and we will be able to provide you a current balance. Be sure to include the proper information for all individuals traveling in the proper format shown with the student name, email, student ID number, and schooling level. These students will be checked later for good standing by the source graduate assistant to ensure they are able to travel. You may also provide a link to a website with more information on where you are traveling. You will then select the green Done button to continue the request. Under the line item section, you may select what you are specifically requesting, give a brief description, and the amount you are requesting for that area. Provide as many line items as needed. One of the last sections is the Upload Documentation section. This part is very important. This is where you will provide evidence for your line item requests. For example, if you are requesting $2,000 for airfare, you will provide a screenshot of an airline's website with the flight you are planning to take. Show a corresponding $2,000 price. You will also upload emergency contact and release of liability forms for all members that are traveling, as well as the driver's license and proof of insurance for those driving, if applicable. It is important that all documentation is uploaded or your request will be denied. If you have a hard copy of your emergency contact forms and release of liability forms for all students traveling, you may bring them into the source and we can upload them to your request before you submit the application. To locate the emergency contact form and release of liability form, you will go under the Files tab on your organization's page and then select Student Org Events and Programs. This will direct you to the forms which you can download to your computer. Be sure that all students that are listed for travel have both travel forms uploaded to the request so that your request is not denied. Once this is all complete and you feel that you have attached all needed documentation, given proper justification, and provide all required information, you may submit your request. If you need to, you may also save the request and complete at a later date. If you begin a form and need to finish it at a later date, you may select Save and Finish Later. In order to retrieve the submission at a later date, you will need to go under your organization's page, select the More tab, then Treasury, and Manage Budgets. From there, you will be able to reopen any budget requests that have been saved. After the request is completed, you may review the request by following the same steps as before by selecting More, then Treasury, and Manage Budgets. From there, you may open and review any requests that have been submitted. Once your request is complete, you will see room for comments at the bottom of the page. This is where members of the source, student governments, yourself, and advisor can comment on the request. You will look here for reasons as to why you did or did not receive funding for your request. This gives a general overview of what your allocation will look like. It will show your total allocations and what area you were specifically allocated for. If you are allocated money for multiple line items, you may spend your allocated money as you see fit between the approved areas. You may not spend money on line items that were not approved by the student governments. Here is a flyer with a general walkthrough of the budget management system. Feel free to stop by the source for a hard copy. That concludes this video on the budget management system. Questions? Feel free to call the source at 330-972-2483. Email us at source@uakron.edu or stop by.